Okay, now I am going to add some color to this. And I'm going to start with watercolor. That doesn't mean I won't add some pens later, some ink, maybe acrylic, but I'm going to start out with watercolor. Excuse me. And I'm just going to fill in colors just like I did in my other video. And I have to have my cloth handy. Just add some water in here to kind of take the color to the edge. It also depends on when you use your paper towel or cloth. I'm going to let it soak in a little bit before I dab it, because I want it to absorb in the paper a little bit. I don't let any paint go to waste either. It's either going to go in another spot here or onto my under paper, which will become journal pages or whatever else. Here I might just add some of the pink water that's left in my brush, and then I will add some orange into it. If you notice, my brushes are very inexpensive. They're actually the craft pack from Walmart. I never buy, or well, on occasion I will buy a very good fine brush from Blick or Michael's or whatever. You know, maybe a $10 fine brush for fine, and I might buy 2 or 3 of them in a year, and then I'll try to keep them nice. Otherwise, I just use the paint brushes from Walmart in the craft pack. You can get better brushes if you like. I don't have a need for it. I don't find that my painting changes with the brush as much. For the fine point, yes, because I can do fine line and detail, but it's more about the control in my hand, not the brush. So for me, I just use the cheap ones. You can use whatever brush feels comfortable to you or that you feel like spending money on. If you want to spend more money, do it. If you like those brushes, do it. I have. When I was in art school, I did buy the good brushes, but I don't need them with the way I do my work. See, I just took that and dabbed it a little bit. I like the effect of, I want to make it a little more rounded. So I like the effect of how it looks after blotting up some of the watercolor. See, it blends into kind of like a, oh God, what's it called when it blends from one color to the other? I forgot, but anyway, it's going dark to lighter to lighter to white and then to light. So I like that effect. And all I did was take my cloth and blot it up. Not a big deal. Now over here, because I didn't blot it right away, I changed my mind. I was going to blot it. I actually am going to blot this bit a little bit because it's extra right there. And I like that effect, so I'm going to add that in a little. But at the top here, I'm going to use a little bit of a darker pink and just make it be darker up here. And then kind of take my brush and blend it down. And you kind of let the paint go where it wants. You know, I don't have to direct all the paint. Sometimes I do want to. And then I'm cleaning my brush on my under paper. And now I feel like using a pen. These are my Molotow One for All paint pens. They became famous with graffiti artists because this is what graffiti artists use. Well, not this small. They use the big ones, but they became popular with graffiti artists. So I like them. They're kind of like Posca. They're archival, light, fast paint. Sometimes I don't like them because they get dried up and I can't undry them. I don't know. It's just, I like them a little bit better than Posca though. The paint is more vibrant and a very much better range of colors. So I like it because it has more colors, and they have all different size tips. I like this is a 1.5, that's my favorite. I don't really like the 1 or the 0.5. And then it's this, and then it goes up from here to like 2, 4, I don't know. I don't really buy the big ones. I just like them for the detail and for coloring in some stuff. So I don't really buy the bigger ones. This is just a chalk marker, but I wanted to do a little pink detail. Now see, I went over the line here, and it lightened the black, which is why after I'm finished, I'm going to go over the whole thing with either Sharpie marker or this Bombay ink with a fine brush, or I also use, this is a cheaper enamel. Well, this is Plaid brand, but I also use Deco Art. Let's see if I have one. No, I don't. Any brand is fine, but it's enamel, and it has a nice little shine to it. It's almost like an embossed paint. So I'll water this down a little bit and use my fine brush on going over the lines at the end. Or I may use the Bombay ink. It's whatever I feel like doing in the moment. So anyway, let's continue on. And sometimes I'll use the paint pens with the watercolor because I don't really have this bright of an orange in my watercolor, so I have to use the paint. So that's why I switch it up too. Sometimes I just feel like using the brush. So, I mean the pen. So instead of using the brush, I'll use the pen because I feel like it. You'll see, I have no rules for all the stuff I do. It's whatever I feel like in the moment. And that wasn't always the case. I used to try to follow some rules more. When I was learning in school and stuff, I would, try to follow the rules, but they weren't comfortable for me. You have to make your own way. You can't just follow the rules because there are rules. You have to do what's comfortable for you, which will also make your work unique. So, rules are made to know about, not to follow. Because you don't want to, make art according to rules, or then it won't be your own art. So here I went over a little bit into the white, which I didn't want to, but I'll just make a thicker black line when I'm done. Okay, how about some green? I also have no rules on my colors. I use whatever I want when I want to use it. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing landscapes or sunsets, I use the colors that we see every day, but that's because I like them. If I didn't like them, I would make my suns purple and green and whatever color. But I love sunsets the way they look, so I kind of try to capture what I see. And I use the watercolor pretty much right from the palette. I don't like, sometimes I do, but I don't, water it down and get washes. I don't like washes. I just like to use the color full on. And sometimes I'll just lay a color down because I like how it's going to look next to another color. It doesn't mean that it's supposed to go there or anything. I just may like I like how that blue looks next to that green. So now I clean my brush again. Now I'm going to get my smaller brush. Let me get some yellow in here. over here. And as you see, I'm not being too fussy to stay within the lines. I mean, I want my lines to be a boundary between the colors, but it's okay that I went over the line a little bit because I can fix it later. No matter what you do with a mistake, if you want to fix it, you can. Whatever mistake you make, you're pretty much able to fix it with any tool or paint or a technique that you will know. So don't get too alarmed when you make mistakes, because some of the fun and some of the great mistakes turn into fabulous creations. A lot of things I have were mistakes that I liked. Happy accidents, right? That's what they're called. So this is the fabulous Opera Pink. Isn't it wonderful? Definitely, I think it's like everyone I know's favorite color. Now, if this blue hadn't dried, this would have turned into a purple, which would have been another happy accident. So basically, I like to wait till colors dry, but if I don't, and I get a happy accident, actually, I'm going to fill in this whole thing, because I like how it's looking in that corner. And now I want to do it over here, too. I may not finish this right now because I don't know what I want to do with the rest of the inside. I may add more black and leave some white. So I'm going to finish up what I'm doing now until I decide. Well, not yet. I still have a few more things I'm going to do. But until I decide what I want to do, let's see, a little red. liking it just like it is, actually. I like to leave white sometimes. But I'm also going to add some more blacks. There's some areas that I don't like where the white is. So I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back. Okay, bye-bye.